Still hosting. Wonder what's going on here. There it goes. Alright. We're working on it. Inception. Simply amazing. Well, for the sake of the video, this is the first time I think I've streamed in a couple months. Probably like 4 months or something like that. I don't stream too often anymore. Yeah, a little bit of a family hiccup, and I think we're on the rebound right now. So it's kind of fun to think about the fact that Quest for Glory is going to be in a 5-job fiesta coming up here on the 16th, which is 11 days from now. I am going to be running Quest for Glory 2, Thief 100%, and Quest for Glory 4, Paladin 100%. And I'm sure I'll have to explain this a couple times, but that's okay. For the sake of the video, it's a good idea to have this up. But I really need to rethink the Thief route, because the route that I used for the EGA version of the Thief was from 3 years ago. And there's been a lot of changes and a lot of new strategies since then. So my thought is I'm going to watch this video, and I'm going to watch it on stream and analyze it and take a look and see what do I do to make this video or make this run better, because we know so much more now, and we already found and thought of a couple different things here. So I'll be pausing frequently and commenting as we go, and if there's any questions, I'll be happy to pause and comment also. So if everybody can hear me and if everything's okay, I'm gonna start moving this along here. So somebody's in chat. I see you there. Maybe it's me. I don't know. All right, let's do it. I love the old Paul the Reverend Miller thing that was going on in there. I'm going to turn this down a little bit for me. I hope it's not too loud for you guys. I already want to go back. I know what I'm doing. I know what I was doing here, but I want to start in Thief. Now, Thief's the 100%. Mr. P.R. Miller, as is tradition. Now, I want to write that down and go back about a second. Oh, this is not going to be as cooperative as I thought it was. So let me see if I can get this to... Okay. Let's see if I can get that. That looks good. That looks good. Okay. There we go. Yeah, by the way, you'll see the file name there. I used a YouTube ripper to rip my own video from YouTube. I know, really, Shintok. How about that? How often do I stream? Well, apparently once every 4 months. That's good. What's up, Aaron? All right, so the way that I was doing this was I used 60 strength because I needed to have enough strength to push the anvil during the Thief break-in of the... oh, good to see you too, buddy. To use the strength to push the anvil out of the way to do the break-in during the blacksmith scene for the Thief. You need a little bit more strength than what the game starts you with, even whenever you oil it down. And the second thing is agility, and agility is easily the most important thing in the 100% run. Look at all these people showing up. They're like, holy smokes. They're like, Mr. P.R. Miller's actually streaming. What a shock. Alert the masses. In fact, I'm amazed nobody alerted the masses anyway. I don't stream that often, so... But you will be seeing me. I'll be streaming quite a bit the next couple weeks. At least the next 2 weeks, because we got a streaming event coming up. We're going to be doing Questing for Glory 3. And we're... myself, David TKI, and Crow are doing what we call the 5-job fiesta, pretty much. And we're doing 100% runs. David is doing the Magic User EGA 100% run. Nice. You know, I said it's not an easy. Just make your goal to stream more often than I do, and you'll do fine in life. You'll do fine as a streamer, at least better than I will. I don't know. I'm doing the Thief 100% run, which this is actually a video of my old run from 3 years ago that we're just going to go through and look. I'm not going to actually do any runs tonight. I might do a little bit of research just to see if something I'm thinking works, but I'm kind of just in a brainstorming session as I'm trying to figure out what's going on. And then David TKI is doing, 100%. He's going to be doing the Fighter 100% for Quest for Glory 3. He's actually running that right now and is almost at the end game. And then I'll be doing the Paladin for Quest for Glory 4 for 100%. And then Crow is going to finish the whole thing off with the largest of the games, Quest for Glory 5. Wizard 100%. We're counting the Magic User and Wizard as different classes because they're titled different in the different games, so we ended up with 5 games and 5 different classes that way. Gotta hand it to Crow. That was a clever little solution he came up with for that. So, I'm going to say, anyway, agility is used throughout the run, but the most important thing that agility is used for is the tightrope walking, and that is not fun at all. I think these are pretty safe numbers. Strength, I'm going to retest to see whether or not I actually need 60 strength. I think I do, and I think I was pretty disappointed whenever I found that. But I'm going to make a note to myself. I've got my trusty notebook here, so I can take notes on the fly here and commentate as we go. So if there's any questions that anybody has, type them in there, and I'll do my best to answer them and pause as we go along so I can commentate on what's going on. No magic, also. Very different for this one. Stand, run. Time scale is about as slow as I've ever done it. Wonderful. Oh. See me struggling to get into the doorway. That used to be such a pain. I insisted on using the keyboard, and that was not wise. That was not wise. Using the mouse, I don't even need to write down. That still works. That's actually still pretty much my route through that room. I had caps lock on. Nice. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I was pretty close on, or pretty precise on the number of cell beards I had to do, so it made me wonder. And I did 16 cell beards, and then I bought the rope. Oh, geez. Okay. I gotta be careful as I'm going along here. Buy rope. Uh-oh. I'm getting raided. Give beard. Good point. Buy Fuller's Earth. Ask about Air Elemental. Okay. You get points for all those things that I did there, so... the point is to sell the beard or give the beard or whatever you want to do. I need to check the number of times that I did that. I had 16 down there, and you get 15 each time. So just using some fuzzy math, that's a metric ton. So I think the point is to make sure that I have enough to get through without having to go back and purchase anything. Yeah, this is an old video of mine, Teak and G. We're just going through. Yep, that's the plan. Thanks, David. How'd the run go, by the way? Did you finish up? So, making sure to buy the rope, but then also to ask about the air elemental, because that makes the most sense there. I don't think we actually need to come back to keep on for anything else once we have anything, plus the Fuller's Earth. And that's just kind of Fuller's Earth. I'm so used to running the VGA version, now I gotta get this. Got a PB if you track the patch separately, which I do. Makes sense to me. But wouldn't the PB also be a world record if that's the case? Because if we track the patch, and I think you're the only one who's running the patch, let alone anything else. So, gonna get the lamp. You get points for buying the lamp. You don't really have to bargain for anything. Okay, so I got extra food. That was actually a pretty clean transition into that store, so. Okay, incense and oil. And then I asked about the earth elemental. Let me read that real quick, Crow. You buy Fuller's Earth prior to needing it so bad that you get it for free. Yeah. I use buy Earth from the plant merchant to get it for free. Does that work in the EGA? I guess it does. I remember that. But since I'm already there, I feel like I had to stop a second time to do it. EGA specifically, not VGA. Yeah, I thought I remember doing that before whenever I was trying to figure out if we could do it without money, and it ended up not working. Man, it was disappointing. I think we figured out that I needed at least 50 centime in order to not have to go to Keep On Laughing at the beginning. Because we can technically work our way through. If we could find a way to get 50 centime, we would never need to visit Keep On Laughing for the Cell Beer glitch or do any money changers. It'd be pretty neat. I'm probably pronouncing centime wrong also. I don't know. But let's keep going. I got a couple things here. Bargain vigor pills. We're going to have some time to talk because this is one of the most embarrassing things that I think I've done in routing. I couldn't think of a faster way to train agility. So my thought for agility was to train agility at the Fighters Guild, or the Guild, the Adventurers Guild, by training with Uhura. Well, I did a test the other day, prompted by David and Crow, and to pick nose. It was David's idea. You can type pick nose because you're a thief. You've got lock picks. Pick your nose, things work. Why am I going this way? Okay, I know what I'm doing. I'm going to hit up the astrologer early. Okay. Fun fact, you don't actually need to type in your official name there. You can type in anything and it works. I had a stupid idea. Yeah, you pick nose. During the run, put up a poll and ask if you should drop lamp or put... Video game logic. Well, you pick your nose, you gain intelligence because your brain is working out. Now, more importantly, it trains agility way faster. Way faster. So, I should be able to sneeze as long as my routing is right to get this. By the way, these doors are the devil of this run if you're not using the mouse. And they're still the devil in some cases. Oh, I screwed that up. So I have to go back on a different day. But at least I have the marker there. So you buy the bag because you need the cloth bag. Correct. Control T is tell about. There we go. I love the sounds in this place. Can you guys hear the sound of the game? Or is it too low? We can. Yes. We did it. Okay, we exchanged the money. Yep. Good stuff. That's the hardest thing to get to is the money changer there. I really buried that in there. Yeah, the hallways are super quiet. There's just some ambient music going on. I always thought it was like an enclosed place, and I love what they did with the VGA whenever they opened up the entire room. So that way you can see that, well, the sky was above you and not just perpetual darkness. I don't bargain with this guy. There's no point. We can get infinite money. It just saves... It's faster to sell some extra beards and, like, locks of love for your face. I don't know. Wait until day 12 to see Ali Fakir. Is that the last day you can make the purchase? Because he does disappear at some point. We might have to look for that. And yes, I do think I was using MT32, so... Oh yeah, definitely it's MT32. Alright, so I managed to get back here. Farewell. I think you can just say bye and it works. I don't know why I was typing farewell. Or maybe I typed bye and she got mad at me. I don't know. I would be shocked by that. I think he only disappears if you ignore him too many times. There's a point where I thought that he wouldn't show up anymore. But here I am insisting on using the keyboard rather than like some sort of dingus trying to figure out, insisting that the keyboard's faster. And this was my method of grinding agility. Oh, God. This is going to be a painful series. The danger of doing this also is that, I mean, technically there's a danger in you're constantly using stamina, and if you run out of stamina, then you begin to lose health. Yeah, really. Well, I just sexually to take 12. He was still there. That's interesting. It must be the ignoring thing, though. Okay. Okay. So there's that. Well, okay, the problem with doing it this way, as I was saying, though, is that you take damage just a little bit, not a ton, but you take a little bit of damage when she hits you, and you can run out of stamina at the same time. So what happens is that you begin to take damage in both directions, and you can actually kill yourself if you're not careful here. Yeah, I did a quick test, and doing... Yeah... I feel like the baby in the training room. That's not the worst place to be, actually. But anyway, what I'm looking at whenever I'm seeing this is I did a quick test of the pick nose, and it was easily faster. I emptied my stamina twice, and I was at my target agility. My target agility is right around 130, because at 120 and 125, the tightrope walking is not consistent. It really was just not good. It was not good. But at 130, it becomes very consistent, which is what I need, because part of me just thinks there's no way to pass it at lower agility levels. It almost reminds me of like Fred the Troll in EGA 1. It doesn't matter if you're a tasser or not, you can't beat him. I mean, it just doesn't work that way. You know, I say that some of my best memories of me and my dad were watching Predator whenever I was like 4. With Arnold Schwarzenegger. Day 16 for Ali Fakir, or day 12? Yeah, maybe they lowered it for VGA, but I'm telling you, I distinctly remember these numbers for a reason. I mean, because I can get 110 agility just at the beginning, and I couldn't make it work. I'm just not good enough at it. Man, that could really be it. I actually slowed down the time for this also. And I did some really dangerous choices where I saved in the middle of these runs. I mean, I could have saved as I was falling and really messed up the entire thing, but I figured at this point I just needed to get it done. Okay. Those are the most dangerous points in the run. Like, hands down. Hands down. The nice thing is the break-in in EGA is way easier than in VGA, because, like, you can sequence break the entire thing, but you can't sequence break the entire thing in the VGA. It's not dangerous. I don't know. Is it safe? You can die. I mean, but it's nothing that just saving won't prevent. This is annoying in EGA. I need to find the exact place to put the rope down. Find where to put rope. Because you can't just run up to the door. It says you need room, and then you move away, and it says you're too far. Oh, nice. This is what I need 60 strength for, though, because 50 would not do it. You oil the anvil, and then you move the anvil. You got to move out of the way, but then you can open the trap door. And then you pick the lock. What I should do is move down rather than to the right. Now, I do both of the break-ins on the same night. So this is why I'm teleporting to the astrologer, because he seems to be the closest person to the break-in. There we go. Yep, and you gotta go in the middle of these things. Drives me nuts. Okay. Yeah, anyway, Kavine's pretty safe. I mean, you just save. Just be careful and save. Safety saves make it easy. Oil closet. Search. Open closet. That's right. Open closet. Open closet. Search closet. The important thing here is to not move around in the room. Let the text parser move you. Yeah. My typing was atrocious in this run. I think I was sick to death of trying this, and just rather than getting better at it, I was just getting frustrated and wanting to clean one. Maybe I left the capsule on purpose. Notice you don't actually have to hide in the closet, which is a big thing of the first run. Yeah. Leave. You just leave. You just type leave and you get out. Yeah, if you let the text parser do all of your movements there, you'll be fine. And you can skip having to hide in the closet. You can skip actually quite a bit of what the VGA makes mandatory. So that room is much faster than the VGA. Unfortunately, that's like one of the only things that's faster. Like, I don't care. You know, it's frustrating. It doesn't seem to matter what sequence breaks or what we find in this game. EGA does not seem to be VGA. Yeah, exactly. You just exit the room. The guys just fumble with their keys, but the game just seems to forget about it. Programming oversights. That's exactly right. Those are probably some of the most complicated rooms to program in the game. I gotta think, say, because the VGA does have an extra break-in sequence, so you can kind of do more stealing. And they said that those rooms, I think I read somewhere it took them like 3 months to program those rooms correctly. Yeah, this was the right game to do for the thief. Like, it actually makes Razier a little interesting. Like, they did not skimp on the thief, unlike Quest for Glory 3. I'm really glad you're running Fighter for that also, David. Fighter seems to be the right run for that. Okay, so this is the Omar part. You have a little bit of visual cue in here. I use that point to... Okay, I think you need to get the points from Omar there, but I'm not going to be a paladin, so I don't have to wait there. So, okay, that's what I was doing. Normally you wait there, and you have to listen to the whole thing in order to get the correct number of... in order for him to drop his wallet so that you can return it. Well, that's not required for the thief. In fact, you don't really need any of the Omar stuff. You can still get 500. This thing is a troll. In fact, this thing has killed so many runs. It is. It is. I don't think it's possible in VGA, but I definitely think it is in EGA. The throwing mechanics are a little interesting because you can throw the burning powder. You can throw the burning powder with no throwing skill at the Earth Elemental. These day-night cycles used to intimidate me, just the number of things you have to do, but should be pretty easy, actually. I'm not too worried about those times. Oh, I'm glad to hear it. Okay, we're going to buy the powder. Nice thing is you just buy the powder. Are you sure you need it? Yes. And then he gives you the burning powder, and then you run away from him, never to thank him again. Actually, we will thank him in this run because we still have to do like the entire Dispel Potion storyline here. That was really good RNG. And all it takes one. Yeah. Little Linux humor there. Ah, the desert. Something I don't see too often in this game. Whenever I started speedrunning these, this was the game that intimidated me the most, and I was so utterly terrified of it. Until I remember watching Puri Puri's run and thinking, is that all there is? Like, this game is not nearly as intimidating as I once thought it was. And, which was good. Which was great for me, because then whenever I picked it up, it was just real easy to just go a little bit farther. Yeah. I'm amazed you relish it. I mean, that's your RNG heaven out here, right? Okay. Now with the Shapir skip in EGA, this game is like just it's just a bunch of waiting. Yeah, discount. I mean dismount. You can argue for a discount that you then dismount. You pretty much have to type dismount also. I don't think I ever found a faster way to get off, but I you know what? I should look into the text parser for that. You already own your size. Nice. Find where to put rope. Check verbiage in SCI companion. I'm a little loath to admit I watched a Leisure Suit Larry 7 speedrun the other day just to see how they get around some of and the routing for it. I love that game. How do I say that? You know, it's like I'm saying, oh, the pastor loves the Hello game. Yeah, it's fair. He's funny. What am I gonna do? Argue with him? But it was neat to see the way that they handled that one. Though I would never admit it, I would love to see them do something solid with Leisure Suit Larry, because I heard mixed reviews of his latest game, and I don't even remember what it was called. I didn't play it. Alright. All that looks normal. All this looks... Yeah, keep that kappa. Good to see you, Andrew. It's a valid point. That's right, you actually need to get the beard for points, and you need to, like, get beard. Or does it take beard? Do I have to take that? Experience. EXP. And how much of a value do you put on that EXP? Who knows? Okay. You have to get the beard, but you don't have to turn it in. Nice. Nice. I'm putting that in the official red ink. Don't turn beard in. I probably knew that at some point. I said this run is from 3 years ago, so get water. You pretty much, you don't need to do that. You just need to type get water. Somebody just did something. Well, I missed a follow because my alert box is behind the movie. Sorry about that. Taunt Harik. I love how panicked he looks right here. But can ye get ye flask? Almost. If I didn't know better, I'd say like it sounds almost like a King's Quest thing or a. What was that one? There was one game that they kept trying to force the. Yeah, thank you, Crow. That's my sentiments exactly. Thank God they didn't make us think in those terms. Thy dungeon man. Everybody's favorite scene. Oh, I love how fast it runs in the EGA, though. This is actually a pretty quick scene compared to the VGA. If we could cut this down in VGA, it's the longest point where you don't do anything in the VGA. So it'd be really nice to find a way to speed this part up. I like how the dinosaurs and like all the brigands actually don't ambush you. They run behind you and then apparently, I guess, chase after you. I don't know. I know. No, we do that now. Do I do that now? That might be worth it. Should I... Day 17, the caravan. I'll know what that means. I agree. I as much faster as the remake version is of this game, I am really partial to the EGA. Only your visa. Technically, he doesn't. I don't know what that says about Zaisha, though. Alright, so stand up. You don't have to wait for him. You don't have to pay him. There's no money involved. And this is where I'll just be running back and forth like a dingus. Or maybe I won't. You know what? As much as it pains me, we need to go back and time this wait. We need to go back and time this wait. So let me very quickly bring up Live Split because I want to get a good timer on this. I'm going to go back. There we go. I got my timer up here in the corner now, and whenever we move, whenever we stand, I'm going to start the timer, and we're going to see how many minutes we have. Yeah, either that. Might as well just do it now, because I'll screw up the math. That's what I do. All right, let me see if I got my. Is it Control 1? Yeah, it's Control 1. And then I got to relearn my hotkeys because I stream once every 4 months. Oh. Close enough. All right, we'll get a good idea. So, this is the biggest reason, and we've said this 1,000 times, I'm not saying anything new, that we run the VGA over the EGA because you can just sleep. Now, there is something that you can do to speed up the process in the EGA, and that's running out of the door and back into the door at particular cycle intervals. And what it'll do is it'll advance the timer ahead a full second in-game, or a full minute by a comparison, or something along those lines. I forget the exact ways, but C-Square found it whenever he was doing the task. On the fastest route, there's really not too much danger. On the fastest time speed, using F8, there's really not too much danger in running in and out. The danger is if you're, for some reason, on the slow speed, because you can actually send time backwards, I believe we figured out. Theoretically, you could go back in time if you kept exiting and entering a door at the right frames. Now, it would take a long time to do, but you'd be like some sort of weird, janky Superman. I mean... yeah, door math. I think he figured it out. It had to be on... I think it's every second cycle that the system check. How the heck did he do that? Oh, I start dancing around. That's right. Because you get bored here. I mean, you gotta have something to do. You gotta have something to do here, right, Crow and David? We might have a plan for this section, so I'll just leave it at that. I'm not gonna spoil anything. Uses telephone booths to transform. Or that's the real reason why he can actually transform so fast, is that he just exits at the right frame, apparently. Is that a I don't know. Oh, I wonder how the Matrix... Oh, we've got a Matrix 4 movie coming out now. I mean, maybe they'll explain the frame data in it. I don't know. That was one of the biggest surprises, was to hear that one of the Wachowskis was actually doing another Matrix movie. And that Bad Boys 3 was actually going to be a thing. I can't believe it. I'm kind of excited for both. Maybe Clark on the EG. It's funny. I think telephone booth, and that makes me think of the old, like a different parser series. It wasn't Halloween Harry. It was Was it Harry's House of Horrors? Oh god, I gotta look that series up. Those were some fun games. Hugo's House of Horrors. Thank you, David. That was it. That's what it was. I knew Harry didn't sound right. Yeah, Hugo's House of Horrors. Yeah, 3, and then there was Nightmare 3D, which was the Wolfenstein version of, yeah. No, Halloween Harry was Apogee. I know that one. I knew it wasn't Halloween Harry. Although those were fun games, too. It was like a upgraded version of Duke Nukem, the 1 and 2, not 3D. The original Duke Nukem games were side-scrollers there. Well, my screen freaked out there for a second. I don't know what that was about. Well, I wish I would have checked my status at some point during this, because I would love to know what my vitality was. But so far, I'm liking this timing here. Hugo's House of Horrors. Man, I haven't played that game in 20 years. At least. Because it came out over that long ago. I don't know. Yeah, those were some fun games. First one, you save the damsel. The second one, you actually play as the damsel for a large part of it, I believe. And then in the third one, you're in the jungle for God knows what reason. Probably some MacGuffin reason, who knows. Okay, it's like literally 4 minutes and 30 seconds. All things remaining equal, guys. We'll have to talk about that one. That's pretty good. Alright, this is where things get... we have more waiting to do, but this is the most interesting Razier gets in Quest for Glory 2 EGI. Because the thief actually has stuff to do at this point in the 100% route. Alright. Water bottle. Poor guy. Poor Ugart. Won't see it till number 5. This door was a pain, but as long as you do it quickly, it actually lines you up pretty nicely for it. So, okay, so not give close. We now type strip. Give visas is about right. And I can't wait around there. I actually do have to leave. Task does Y and then Y. Y and then Y. Oh, whenever you hand in the visa? Okay. Yeah, that's what I thought you were saying. And right now, I'm just wasting time. There's just going to be a lot of time wasting. That's a good question. Since we're watching this whole thing anyway, I should probably go back to whenever this was. This technically starts the second wait. That's a name I haven't heard in a very long time, Benny Hinn. Or Benny Hill. I actually, being a pastor, you hear of Benny Hinn quite a bit. Although, funny enough, I would much rather hear about Benny Hill. I don't know. Alright, so, mid-afternoon. This starts the second waiting period. So the first waiting period ended up being about 4 minutes and 40 seconds, which is pretty close to what we were thinking, actually. So I'll need to double check my stamina, and whenever I redo the route to see that Benihana. Oh, I like that. It's whenever they... is that whenever they flip the food up in the air and make it taste better? I think that's right. Airborne food always tastes better. It's a message I will live by. Message I live by. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, duh, yeah. Stupid Paul. Dingus Paul. Oh, God. Yeah, I do remember. It was good. I like that place. Couldn't find parking. I mean, we did find parking, but it was annoying, so... Okay, that's not nearly as long, so that's only a minute 30? Like a minute 20? I'm going to just reset this now so that way it's ready in case we need it. So 120 for the second one. And I'm just going along. Yeah, I must be waiting out here. Okay, we're not quite done yet. So you have to hear about it in a minute 20. Maybe there's a different way to do it, but I don't think... We had to wait for Ferrari to get there. But you don't have to wait until it's night, like in the VGA version, and then do a bunch of other razzle-dazzle stuff. Or you can just wait until night outside. Now, is it faster? I don't know. Maybe. Yeah, exactly. It's not nightfall. Yeah. It's good to know that the task uses Y and that Y is still a valid answer, because there's a couple places where you have to type in yes also. And that would save some extra frames. I'm thinking in particular accepting the thief mission from the Money Changer. And also getting the burning powder from the apothecary. That would do it. Now the problem... Put a little drinky bird in place and press the Y key. That's what Homer Simpson did. It worked for him. He was wearing a muumuu at the time too, if I remember right. You know, Bowling Bible 2 is still around. You got to talk to him about Simpsons memes. The guy's the king. Oh, what was that? I wanted to know what my stats were there. Let's see. Let's take a quick look here. Okay. Vitality was 69. I don't think that's changed. Because if you notice, my stamina is 97. Which means I haven't really dropped... By the way, grinding stealth in this game is ridiculous. It is not easy to do. It's even harder in 3, if I remember right. But there's the reason Vitality at 69 is interesting is because there's 3 levels of susceptibility to Ferrari's roofie cocktail that he feeds you. Ah, shoot, I forgot that. Pause the timer. Shoot, okay. Anyway, there's 3 levels of roofie cocktail that he gives you. And depending on your vitality, you get a different amount of time that passes automatically as you talk about your life. So if you have lower vitality, you spill the beans more. And if you have medium vitality, or he can tell that you're, that you've given up a lot of information, but you're still holding some stuff back. And I think it's at 150 that the games that he says you pretty much didn't give up anything. Well, you want lower vitality because that means you have to walk around more and you have to waste more time. And that's a good way to speed up the time in this area. So having lower vitality is better. I think that's the lowest. I think the ranges are below 100, 100 to 150, and then 150 and above. But I'd have to look at some of the previous conversations we've had in the Discord. But I'm sure that this is also in C-Square's notes from his tool-assisted run. So, okay, that's fascinating. Everything else in here. Okay, Stealth 85. That's also kind of interesting to know because we are going into another stealth section. And what this means is that, yeah, I don't know if you really need to grind stealth or if I'm grinding stealth to be careful. That's going to need a test. Am I grinding stealth? Valid question. Valid question. I'll count the 20 or so, and I'll start the timer up again. Real scientific. It wouldn't surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me, and I imagine the EGA is probably even looser with that. The EGA does seem to be a little more loose with the rules on for like throwing, and there's some hard caps, but not many. For example, throwing. Needs throwing. God, this run is fun. I restarted the timer anyway. What a surprise. Well, I think it's safe to say that this is at least 3 minutes. Actually, why am I testing this? We know how long it takes. All we need to do is know whenever you can go to sleep. And if you can go to sleep in the if you can go to sleep at the tavern at the Parrot, then it stands to reason that it's dark outside, in which case we should be able to break into Kavine's house. All we need to do is just figure out what the timing is there. So I'm going to do a test on it anyway, but I think that's going to take a lot of the nuts out on it, yeah, or the timestamps on the video. Well, I'm more thinking about for the sake of, actually doing this run in 2 weeks on Saturday. I say 2 weeks, it's less than 2 weeks now, but... Oh, jeez, this is going to be fun. This is... I love the EGA version, even with all of its quirks. Is this a product of just being rushed at the end? Because Shapir is just a masterpiece of, SCI gaming. It is just so good. I really can't think of a more vibrant world in any of the Sierra games from this era of the EGA graphics than Quest for Glory 2. Shapir, specifically. Just think they nailed it. And while we're talking on that thing, the Cole's next project, Summer Days, is officially funded and good to go. So Summer Days will be coming. They hit their goal, and I don't know if they ever hit a stretch goal. There might be an hour or two left on that. Okay, there it goes. Okay, rope. Stealth. Down. Screak. You wait. Screak. Sneak instead of stealth. Good call. And he gets up. I tried to get away with it there. That's funny. Pick lock. Okay, so you need some lock picking skills for this. Forgot about that. Obviously not too many, because it works. Get bird. That works, David. Good point. This shouldn't have too much of an issue if we're going to pick nose. That does increase lockpicking skill. You can do it anywhere. Okay, let me get back. Do you have it? Do you have the bird? Why? Not yes. Give bird. I'll let you interpret what give the bird means. We flip Ferrari off. That's what we do. And you can immediately go to sleep. That's the nice thing. From here on out, it is pretty much the any percent with a couple extra things. I need to remember, you need to ask the genie about the wishes. I know that that's a big thing. And then there's also this. You got to show the pin. Got to remember to get the pin. You gotta use the pin to get yourself out. I think that's actually points required. Actually, I don't have magic. I have to use the pin, so I better have the... Actually, I think there's a lockpick in the hay, or a needle in the hay, like a literal needle in the haystack that can get you out of that room. The end of this game, even though I may say, like, you know, Shapir was really a masterpiece, Brazier was actually, it was like never say die. Like, there was always a way out of, like, most problems. The only thing that could really screw you over was not having the lamp here. Or not having the mirror. I won't be, because I gotta climb. I'm a thief. I have to do the fun stuff at the end of the game. You can pick rock rather than pick lock. Pun entirely intended, I'm sure. It's going to take me a little bit to get used to this room again, because this room is like just absolutely unforgiving in this. Yep. Now I do have some higher stats, so it should be easier than the any percent that we've been doing. Yes. Suleiman. I before E, except in QFG. That's how I remember that. At least that's how I used to. Now I just type it. Okay. Then Scrub Lord Adavis himself comes out. Drops a bunch of rocks in front of the door, as if that's ever stopped us before. Get the ring. And we ask about wishes, which is, I think it's 7 points or 5 points or something like that. So we're going to wish for agility, because it's nice. We need the extra agility for the rope climbing. We'll get the health, or for the rope section. There we go. Agility and health. I actually like those two. I don't think I have a reason to worry about anything else other than that. So we're going to save here. We're going to use the rope, and it puts us into the right position. We don't need to move ourselves. And we are in. It looks like we don't need to wait or anything. Like a troubadour. It's one of the most iconic scenes from this series. It's so funny. Crow, will you be marrying her in Quest for Glory 5 if you're still there? Noir? Noir? And you just kind of hit the keys. Yes, QFG assumes... That's a good point. QFG does kind of assume that's canon. Use the rope. And I notice it looks like I turned the speed down, because the speed is unforgiving in this. Because if you go through the front door, these candles light instantly. But apparently, because it's windy outside now and it's trying to kill me, I'm keeping an eye on my character. It doesn't look like he's having any trouble crossing. Knock on wood. I mean, at this point with the wish and the agility, he's got like something like 182 agility at this point. I wish for agility and health. Magic rope's gone. Gotta throw that dagger. No, after 70 years. And you gotta duck right away. This is another thing that is time sensitive. If you have the speed turned up too much, it can get you into trouble in this section. Like, you can't win. So you have to take it slower. So you had to hit minus a bunch of times. For the harem scene to trigger? Really? I could go back and I could take a look at what my throwing is. That would be pretty funny. That would be pretty funny. Does that work? Pressing down in EGA. Does it work in VGA? Or is that just VGA or EGA? Okay, we got him. Okay, so pressing down. Press down to duck. And add a V's. Okay. I am going to watch this run one more time, and that'll be what I do for tonight. I may or may not have time to stream tomorrow. It depends on what time I get done. I teach tomorrow, so I have to tomorrow night. So I might not be around, but I will definitely stream Thursday. You can count on that one. But yeah, I am going to watch this one more time before we finish this tonight. So, okay. So, a couple things I noticed. Obviously, thank you, David and Crowford, for expertise on this one. Down to duck. I don't know why I never noticed that. It's kind of shocking. The question is, should I day 17 the caravan? And I think the answer is probably yes. I don't think there's any points related things, but I can't remember. There's so many bloody points in this game. I'm going to check the verbiage in the SCI companion to see whether or not there's some better ways to dismount the Saurus. See if there's anything faster that's in there. And the rope is annoyingly worrisome, just because I get like, it's something simple that you shouldn't mess up, but I'm like, you will. That's basically the way I can put it. Like, it's something simple you shouldn't mess up, but you're going to. It's just the way it works. Let me see. I think I can expand this video a little bit more here. Oop, too much. There we go. Okay. By the way, I love this intro. I was using this UA for SDA because they still required that for their submissions. I think they might still. Whenever I had my first run approved by Speed Demos Archive, let me tell you, that was like, I had arrived. I had arrived. And the fact that it was Quest for Glory 4 made me so happy because it was like my favorite game in the world. And now I feel bad because I literally never go to SDA anymore, Speed Demos Archive. And they still have some fun stuff on there, but I mean, obviously, I mean, their verification process and everything, I mean, they can't keep up with what the latest stuff is, and communities pretty much police themselves, even though ours is kind of like anarchy. Loose anarchy. Loose anarchy. But having this on here just makes me smile to see those things, so. I need to check the strength. I'm pretty sure I need 60 strength here, but you see I have my agility at 110. Oh boy, do I remember. This game might play loose, but fast and loose, but that tightrope did not work at 125. It needed 130. Yeah. Nice. Yeah, I did that for a while. There's one run that I pretty much refused to redo out of fear. And that run is the Quest for Glory 1 VGA, Magic User Any %. we have some new strats that would probably make it easier, and I think we could find new ways to make it work. Oh, magic user any percent VGA 1. Yeah. Grinding fetch was a question of whether or not it worked. Yeah, as I'm saying it now, I'm thinking, would it really be so bad? And I had to have restarted like that run just to get one clean run on that. Like, I had to have at least done 300 restarts just to get one clean run. And even then, I knew I could do better. They had a couple good things. I mean, you got a couple problems with the VGA. Here I am. Okay, yeah. I'm supposed to be watching the EGA and taking notes. Here I am talking about a different game. So, Quest for Glory 1 VGA at Magic User any percent. You got a couple things. First of all, Magic doesn't always gain skills. Sometimes it gains 1 point. Sometimes it gains 2 points. Sometimes you gain Magic. Sometimes you don't. And you need fetch. You need fetch in order to get the key effectively. By the way, this is any percent with no major skips. Otherwise, you can just pump everything into stealth and you can get through to the end of the game using all the other glitches and major skips that we've found. So, after that is all done and that debacle of getting getting enough money to have the magic potions, so that way you can get the Spirea seed, which is really what the big deal is with the fetch spell. The Spirea seed's a mess. It is an absolute mess because if you miss, it don't work. It just doesn't work. It takes forever for that spell to cast, and you can't effectively get climbing enough because you need magic in other areas. It's just kind of a mess. So the stupid magic user idea for here we go. I like this. Dave is going to solve the whole problem in 15 seconds. Watch this. I actually believe it too. It's good. I haven't thought about the game that run in like 4 years. I think it's like a 4 or 5 year old run on there. Increase throwing skill to get this. Would that be faster? I mean, I will say, that run, I'm not looking to redo also because I feel it's actually pretty fast. I mean, it's missing some new strats and some new optimizations, but I think it's like a 10-minute long run. I don't think it goes to 11. In theory, that would do it. I'm trying to play the rest of the run out in my head real quick. They would consistently do it, but you'd have to learn throwing because the magic user doesn't start with it, so you'd have to use that right at the beginning. That would effectively make the magic user the fighter. Which is possible. Might have to try that. I love that idea. My wife was actually the one who gave me the idea to kill the bear in the fighter run. I was banging my head against the wall for the fighter any percent, no major skip. Actually, it was just fighter any percent. We didn't have any major skips at that point. And we, I was like banging my head against the wall because I couldn't figure out the way to make it work. And then she just said, "Why don't you just kill the bear?" And I was like, "Can I do that? Will that still trigger the brigand scene to get me the key and all that stuff?" And the answer was yes, obviously, and that's the run that I submitted, which is kind of fun because that one ended up being a lot faster than I expected it to be. The other hiccup with the wizard run is the possibility of getting too much agility and then having the slow dance for the fairies. That's not fun. Well, must be time to... okay, so I need to sign the book. I don't think I can train with her until I sign the book. Oh. Sign book. Assign logbook first. Magic user is to learn 100% from Magic User and Thief in the remake. You mean VGA 1? Yeah. VGA 1 really throws a monkey wrench and kind of brings the question of what is a valid 100% run into that. Again, particularly for Thief, for me, it's a tough one because killing Fred for the troll beard is kind of nuts. But then again, I don't have to kill Fred. I can kill any other troll in the game. It's just that Fred is there, and it eliminates a lot of the RNG. The problem is the RNG comes back into the fight with Fred. So it would probably be a better idea for me to kill a troll legitimately out in the wilderness and just hope for RNG in order to get that stuff. I'm pretty happy with my Thief 100% run. It can obviously go lower. I mean, it absolutely can go lower, but I'm really happy with the RNG on that run. There was some, like, ridiculous RNG that I got with the Cheetar in particular. I remember it just kind of popped up there, and I was like... And then you just have to try to not die to Fred. So doing the troll earlier in the run would make redoing other runs a lot easier in that one. It would make the grind way less painful. Oh yeah. That used to be my goal. That used to be a goal, not for the sake of marathons, but just because I wanted to be able to do it. And I've kind of given up on that goal. I've got too many other responsibilities. I'm going to have 4 kids soon. By the way, my wife is pregnant with our 4th baby. We lost a baby earlier in the year, and it kind of hit us pretty hard. It's one of the biggest reasons I haven't been streaming. It's just because it's just other things to take care of, and it kind of reoriented things for me. But we have my wife is pregnant now. She's about 16 weeks along, and it's a baby girl. And I've got 3 boys. In fact, our 4th one was a boy also. So I was not, I don't want to say, I say the joke. The joke is I was like, listen, I guess I was just too masculine to produce a girl. But now we got a girl on the way, so it's exciting stuff. So she's due in April. And it's just... these games are fun for me, but I kind of like being the grandfather of the series in the background there. And you're afraid of only having one boy. Well, that was the legacy of our family, Aaron. I mean, let's be fair here. Plus, growing up, it didn't help that I thought that all of our parents, all of my cousins only had, or all of my aunts and uncles only had 2 kids. So I just figured family just had 2 kids. Yeah, you do have a lot of women in the family. We do have a lot of women in our family. So does Kel. Yep. Kel has 4 other sisters, and the boy was the last. So 5 girls and then a boy. So that's what I said. Whenever she was pregnant with my middle boy, Wesley, we said, all right, what do you want to name her? We just assumed it was going to be a girl, and it wasn't whenever it was a boy. And then Ruben, it was like, holy smokes, I can't find anything like that in our family tree. Anyway, this is about Quest for Glory. And here I am talking about my legacy. I don't know about that. All right. So I'm doing I love the Thief break-ins in this because it's one of the biggest reasons to do the Quest for Glory 2 EGA run is to see the break-ins because it's the only class that sees it. Nobody else needs to do it. And it is so anticlimactic how fast they're done. Quest for Glory 6. There was a fan project, I think it was called Hero 6 for a while, and it never came off the ground. It existed for a few years and then disappeared. Open the closet. Search the closet. Because you need to get the bowl for points. Large rug, and you need to get the silver dagger. Like I just staggers past. Open trap. Pick lock. Search chest. I think you need intelligence in order to find the extra treasure that's in the trapdoor underneath. But for whatever reason, the game just gives it to you in this one. I think the VGA is a little different. I think I had to search it a couple times in order to get it to work. But it's been a while. Here I am trying to remember what day it is. It's nice. Anytime I hang there, it's because I can't remember what day it is. This should be an easy run to beat. This should be a real easy run to beat. Yeah. That'd be something I could check in the in SCI also. But I'll just pretty much copy carbon what I have here because it gets you through it. It actually sequence breaks the break-ins. I love that using the incense lines you up correctly for this. I think I'm still going to need to do some extra safety saves along the way here just to make sure. Now, unlike doing the marathon run, I'm not in any danger of being killed by that fire elemental, or any serious danger. I mean, you can get killed by anything in this game, but I think that I'm okay there, so I don't... But it's just because it lines up right with the door, and whenever things line up right, you just hit up. You don't have to worry about aiming yourself correctly or doing any other sort of strats to get it right. I love how the water fountain stops. Give me a second. Let me go back to that. I want to see why I did that. Okay, so we got 168. Fill water skin. I got no points for that. Okay, the only thing I can think is happening there is that I trained with Ahura so much to get agility that I used enough vigor potions to empty out my water skin, which means I would not have water for the water elemental later. That is literally the only thing. So I might not need to go back there and refill my water skin. In fact, that would make the most sense. I don't know. That's what it was. That's what it was. So it wasn't the water skins there. Why would I need another water skin then? Why would I need to refill my water? The desert. I need it for the dispel potion. That's what it is. You need to put water down. Actually, you can just put... Is it water? Or can I put food down also? Okay, I gotta check that. Water and food both work, so... No, I need to water Julinar. Okay, there's a couple things. So watering Julinar is the other thing. Okay, okay, yep, that's what it was. Make sure. Need to refill water. After fire elemental. I knew I'd work it out if I just talked about it long enough. What day is this? No, in the current routing for any percent, I do this section on day 13. But yeah, this would be good to be able to do this here. Day 9. And I must be confused. Evening. This would be the evening of night 11. Yeah, okay, so I'm seeing the poet Omar here. Standing up, going back to bed. Morning of day 12. Is day 12 because you can't do the... Is day 12 necessary to do the Dispel Potion sequence, or does the animal disappear by that point? Is the animal dead, in other words, at day 13? I think the answer is yes. Let me see. Spell potion. Or on day 16, whichever happened sooner. Okay, so in theory, unless there's something I'm forgetting, I could do the Dispel Potion sequence on day 13 rather than day 12. It's tomato, tomato, but it would feel a little bit more comfortable because I'm used to doing this on day 13 in any percent. Got real lucky here with no encounters. Discount. Nice. Discount. This is gonna, let me say, give Earth, tell about Earth. Control T will tell about. Hug the tree. Tell her name. Ride off into the sunset. To the land of forgotten plot devices until necessary in Quest for Glory 5. Let's go about the Dispel Potion. Okay, so you can just give him stuff. And he'll mix it up for you real quick. Good. I don't have to do any waiting or in and out stuff from Quest for Glory 1. Forgot about that. I second guessed myself there. That was interesting. It's because I'm just used to doing it from this route. I mean, it is really nice to use the Griffin as your marker. I would have to say that that's going to be the way I do it, just because, I mean, go one to the left of the Griffin and then down. Give food. Oh, I did give him food. Oh, yeah, Julinar, that's right. Yeah, you know what? It wouldn't surprise me if they used the desert to manage memory. I don't know. And you load the different scenes for the desert, and then you can kind of let everything else go. I mean, but then again, I'm not an SSCI expert, so I have no idea how they manage that stuff. I live in a world with unlimited memory and computers and stuff, so. Okay, so I got the beard. Valid point. Yeah, this game through... Did I ask about the beast? Okay, I see what I did. I typed creature. Okay. Yeah, ask about beast is definitely going to be faster. We learned from tasking this game, or C-Square taught us from tasking this game, that the keyboard is pulled once every 7 frames for inputs, which means that, I mean, well, it's just kind of natural understanding. The less things you type, the faster you go. But I mean, the fact is that each letter of typing, it seems like you pretty much gain like 7 frames or something like that, unless you're buffering. Yeah. Well, I'm interested to see what my first run of this looks like, because there's just different ways I'm going to do things already. Yeah. That was the way I used to do it, too. Now I'm like, it'll take me like 3 minutes to look it up. It's really... and then I can pretty much instantly figure out what the fastest way to do it is. I have to min-max my efforts even in life. I have to speedrun life, for that matter, just to get time to speedrun games. This is fun. Alright, so... this is where... I would do evening of 16. Do I need to do this for... Do you need to do this for points? Why did I do that? Okay, you do need to do that for points. Okay. I'm going to review the points tomorrow. I take Wednesdays off, so Wednesday's kind of my middle day off. I've got some stuff to do that I like to do. I'm buying a whole ribeye tomorrow, and I'm getting ready to cook steaks. I'm excited. But that's more of my Sabbath, my enjoyment time, so... the other part of it is going to be, yeah, ribeye is so good. It's so good. Yeah. Press F for the cow in chat, right? Anyway. What was I saying? Something important. Either way, I think I'm going to skip out on the one part of the caravan scene. Yeah. Get there, you don't have to type yes, you just type Y. Okay. Sling is less characters, it makes sense. This is such a much... like... clicking on the drink in VGA is probably the most stressful thing in the world, because you're at that point already, and it's just... it's such a precise click, it's like only a couple pixels big, and if you miss it, you're done. Alright, yeah, we're not watching this whole thing again. Good enough. You don't really do anything to get here, so... Besides, I'm going to be cutting out at 11 o'clock, like I said. Like I said, I have a pregnant wife. I can't keep her awake all night whenever I sit here. My streaming area is in our room, so I have to get it right. Okay, so this one, it'll just be strip, which will give her what we need. My monitors are freaking out, and I'm wondering what's going on. Not often, but every once in a while. Strip, and then give Visa. And then it's just a matter of sneaking around for a minute 20. And then sneaking around up here for another bunch of minutes until it's nighttime. Well, we need to get this right. And whenever you walk back, you can tell if it's nighttime there because of the blue color. Use rope, get you there. Safety save. I think you can get away with like 4 creaks or something like that. Or is it Three Creeks? Because I love how he stands up. I need to find out a shorter word for cabinet. If there is one, I mean, there is, I'm just, of course. Shelf, I don't know. Will that work? And, or can I, like, oil box, will that work? Or oil case. Oil case would probably be a good one. I'll do some verbiage. Anyway, that's what I was saying. I'm going to take a look at some of the nouns and verbs in the SCI companion and see if I can get it to, see if I can figure out what the fastest words are. Thursday should be interesting. There's going to be a lot of mistakes to be made. You have the bird. Why? Give bird. I type flip the bird. Oh, bird is the word. This is not the Black Falcon. I love that in Hero U they brought the Black Falcon back. Very exciting stuff. Very exciting stuff to me. I'm interested to see what they do with Summer Days. But it's supposed to be something like a visual novel, so I'm wondering how speedrunnable it is. We're going to find out. It's funny, I started looking into this again and started getting into it, and I thought to myself, I really want to put down a Hero U run. And I haven't done yet. It's one thing I have not learned is the routing or anything from that, so. Oh man, DDLC was nuts. I didn't play it, but I watched enough of it to really get freaked out by it. Pretty cool. I'm waiting for Dan Salvato to put out something else. I would get myself involved in that series. It was supposed to be 2019. It was supposed to put out something, but we haven't heard anything from Team Salvato, and at least if Project Libitina was not correct, but I think he said that he overestimated or overreached. I forget where I saw that. Yeah. Now, DDLC got me inspired to start thinking about the way I play around with metagaming. Every once in a while, I open up something like RPG Maker and just start playing around and think about what could I do. And it's kind of relaxing. I never actually intend to release anything. I have a couple games that I've kind of gotten like 75% done that are just carbon clones of things. I redid Mystic Quest Final Fantasy because I think everybody's going to try that at some point because it is kind of the easiest. Got the jump system and everything else down. It was kind of neat. Erin does NaNoWriMo. She has done it. Yeah, Erin actually published her stuff, if I remember correctly. I got a copy of it on my shelf. Fellas read. Admittedly, I never read it because I'm a bad brother, but that's kind of the way I do things. I kind of want to skip this ahead. I know I got to ask about wishes. But I've only got a couple seconds here for it, and I want to see this last scene before we close everything out for tonight. It's tough. I mean, I give it to Laurie Cole for the way that she writes. I mean, some people are just machines. I used to be a big writer. I still kind of am, but it's more philosophy than anything else. I mean, I might be a dingus whenever it comes to writing a bunch of other stuff down, but remembering the Quest for Glory series for that matter. But whenever it comes to theology and it's meshing with philosophy, I mean, I'm a pastor. But every pastor kind of goes through this point where they wonder what they are. And I've landed on the fact that I'm probably more theologian pastor than I am pastor theologian. I spend more time with the philosophy and the morality and the hypothetical and the abstract than I do with the practical. to the point where I drive other pastors nuts because I am not practical. In fact, it drives me nuts that they are so practical because not everything is as cut and dry and black and white. Yeah, nice. Alright, so pressing down will work, and you need to, I shall destroy you, and you have to quickly get yourself down. And it takes an hour and a half for you to get back up. And you want to make sure anytime he talks to you, you get down. Yeah, I know what you mean. Toss knife would probably be faster, if I remember my, if I remember C-square on that. Toss knife would probably do it. Alright, that's the plan. That's where we're at. I'm gonna say that just to make sure that we hit the 500 point mark. Come on, game. I know I would have... I saw it there. It's there. $480. I mean, it's going to be there, but still. One last thing. It seems like it is impossible for the thief to get the 550. We looked into it, and the thief will cap out at 500 points. Kind of a bummer. I'd love to see a thief get 450. But the thief's break-ins DQ them from becoming a paladin. So you can't mutually do both. You can't be a thief that breaks into everything and be a paladin, which logically makes sense. I get that. Alright, I need to stop streaming. I need to get some rest and let my wife get some sleep, most importantly. So I'm going to call it here. I might stream tomorrow when I get back. Probably not. And those will actually be legitimate attempts at this, so you'll see new stuff coming out. And then Thursday, I am certainly going to, yeah, absolutely. No, thanks for sticking around, Shantak. I hope it was informative and fun, too. I'm glad you got to catch it. And, yeah, Thursday, you can definitely count on me streaming this, unless something comes up, but no, I'm not expecting anything. I don't preach for the next 2 weeks. Yeah, it was. It was a little less stressful on me because I was able to focus with you guys and talk on unfocused things, so it's funny. Sorry, you won't be able to get it, but as I said, I might, depending on what time I get home tomorrow, I might be able to stream tomorrow night also, because I really got to get this run down. And then once we have this run down, I'm going to be re-examining Quest for Glory 4 in the exact same way. So I'm going to take 3 or 4 days on this, really get this down, and then I'm going to... okay, cool. I'm going to really get this one down, and then I'm going to re-examine and kind of throw out everything that I know about Quest for Glory for Paladin 100%, and rewatch some footage on a couple things. I think David has the record on that. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I still do. I don't know. Either way, it'd be kind of embarrassing with the number of fixes that we've found. Another fun fact, I've already told SDA this, but my 100% Quest for Glory 4 runs are invalid. And SDA didn't take them down because they were kind of probably expecting me to just redo them. Oh yeah, I would be shocked if you didn't have 100%. I think you may have stumbled into that as you were doing your marathon, if I remember correctly, which is also funny. But yeah, we've got, as I said, we've done so much new routing in Quest for Glory 4. I just need to start over fresh with that game and really take a look. So that'll definitely be next week. We'll be doing that one. So. Anyway, guys, I'm going to cut out for now, and like I said, maybe tomorrow, definitely Thursday. See you guys then.